Good morning, guys. Y'all, it's Monday morning. I'm not at work yet. I actually came with my daughter to another job interview that she has. She hates her current position, and she said instead of complaining about it, she's going to do something about it. So she already has one job offer, and they gave her a start date, but she still had this interview lined up. So she said, well, there's nothing wrong with weighing my options, so I'm going to go. So I'm here waiting for her. She's in the interview, so I'm sitting in the car waiting for her because there is no parking in the area that she's interviewing at. Literally no parking. We were parked on this side of the building. We were parked over here, and a girl pulled up, and she got out the car, and she came over to us. She said, I'm not trying to be rude, but you guys can't park here. This parking is for... So my daughter said, well, she's just dropping me off. I'm trying to put on my shoes so I can go in for an interview. She continued by saying, well, this building is for... Well, didn't you just hear her say that I was dropping off so she can go in for a job interview? So then she started to walk away. I said, and I told my daughter, I said, listen, anytime anybody gives a disclosure before they start speaking, their intent is to do exactly what they say they're not trying to do. She said, I'm not trying to be rude, but when you say but, that negates. That means I'm going to be rude, but I don't want you to think I'm being rude. Or, I don't want to offend you, but. No, but negates, which means that if you say, I don't want to be rude, or I'm not trying to offend you, that means the next statement is going to do exactly that. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's so easy to mind your business. This girl had parked already. The other employees are starting to come in, and we don't have enough parking spaces, so they're getting ready to come in, and so I just need you to know that you can't park here. Y'all been sitting here for 20 minutes. Look at parking spaces left over there. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, six, another one on the side of that car. But she just needed to walk over to let me know that there were no parking spaces. And here she comes again. She just needed to let me know that there were no parking spaces. Mind you, no one is here. Oh, wait. She's not pulling off, is she? Yes, she is. She's pulling off. So how many parking spaces did I count? And then an additional one because she is now leaving. Some people, y'all, some people. Did she just leave? After telling us we couldn't park there because there was not enough parking spaces? Okay. How you come visit me and then sit in my office and go to sleep?
Because you took it forever, and I told you was going to do that. I said, I'm going to go wait for the car. And I was like, nope, she's going to take forever. So that's what happened.
That's not what happened.
That is what happened.
That is not what happened. That is not. You better stop.
You watching YouTube videos and responding to people, and you got the nerve to look back here at me like I'm the problem. I'm ready.
She not ready. First of all, let me tell y'all something. She
logged into all her systems still.
This is just 1, 2, 3. I don't even have to log out all my systems. I can just log my computer and leave.
She didn't log nothing up.
But
her stuff still spread all over the place. She ain't ready to go nowhere for nothing.
Okay, let me tell y'all what happened. First of all, let me explain why she's sitting in my office today. The Hefner went and got fired. So now, she's sitting in my office. And I
didn't get fired. I got let go.
Can you explain to me what's the difference?
I was already quitting.
But they decided to quit you first.
So they let me go.
But anyway, no, she didn't really get fired. She turned in her resignation, and they told her, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and make this effective immediately. We're still going to pay you for your time, and we appreciate everything you've done. So she on a 2-week vacation before she started a new job. Ain't that some junk? But anyway, let me tell y'all why she really sitting there asleep. I asked her was she ready to go, and she said her stomach started hurting. So I said we could sit here.
I was having cramps.
Okay, so that's why you still sitting there. Don't even act like it's me. She,
Story.
anyway, y'all. So let me tell y'all. So my daughter called me on the way over here, and I don't know. I just started having a really bad day. Something triggered me, and it triggered me all the way back to when I first got here. And my daughter can contest to this. When I first got here, I don't know. I've never worked in an organization where the staff felt comfortable enough to intimidate and bully the boss. I've never seen it until I got to California. It was like my staff, at the time I came, the hospital was implementing a lot of new systems because the way we used to document things was through paper. Like, they would write down everything. I was like, oh my God. If I came in here and spilled water or milk or anything on some of the books that they were using, all the documentation would be gone. So at the time I came in, they were transitioning to software systems. Well, the staff had been here like 35, 40 years, so that's before the DOS system. They were so used to writing stuff down, they didn't want to transfer to the system, to the software system. And when I say they pushed back, rebelled, and fought it every step of the way, it was every excuse why they couldn't use the system. But eventually they moved forward, but it wasn't an easy task. But in the process, y'all was in HR every month. Every month. Sometimes twice a month. For ridiculous stuff. Then I had one person that was really aggressive and a master of alternative truths. She would come in here, shut the door, talk to me about something, anything, her personal life, what she was going through, how I should take interest in her and wanting to see her do better, which it was, but she meant on a personal level. Then she would go out and tell the staff that I said things I didn't say. So I had to I said, listen, I'm very conscious of what I say, when I say it, and who I say it to, because you guys have a knack of changing my words up and trying to use them as if I was being malicious when I made a statement. And it was like they was trying to incite some type of reaction. It was just crazy. I would come into work and they wouldn't speak to me for like days on end because I told them they couldn't use this or they couldn't do that, or I saw something needed to be changed. And it was just a fight. It was an uphill battle. Of course I won. Things settled down eventually. But then I get to when my boss is doing stupid stuff, and I'm like, what the heck? So now I got the staff where they're like, okay, we're going to stop doing what we're doing because it's not working. Because people do what they do because it works. When it doesn't work no more, then they change. They'll change their behavior. I believe my boss, for some reason, whatever reason, may be slightly intimidated by me, and I don't know why. I really don't. She's been here for 30 years. So last year in October, she wrote me up, put me on a final for hearsay. I knew the final was out of retaliation. I couldn't prove it, but I knew it was out of retaliation. And I said, I did an appeal on the final, and I said, this is out of retaliation. Well, the final stood. I had to appeal it with her boss. It stood. What happened after that is, I think a month or two after she got me on the final, we were having a conversation. She says, well, I have you on the final now. You thought about quitting because you're not going to be able to go nowhere within the organization. I said, oh my God, I knew that final was in retaliation. And my boss has a knack of flying under the radar. She moves very swiftly under the radar so she doesn't get caught. And I was like, I'm tired of this because she's really hella offensive verbally. But if you call her out on it, she'll say, well, I didn't say that. That's out of my character. I know I don't recall that. So in order to debunk that, I emailed her about what she was saying to me. There was a time where I had to hire some additional staff members. She said, well, I don't know how this is going to sound. And I'm just going to say it. Now, y'all remember earlier when I said, if somebody has to give a disclosure before making a statement, it's going to sound exactly the way they said they don't want it to sound or they don't mean it to sound. So she said, well, I don't know how this is going to sound, and I don't know how to make it sound any other way than it's going to sound. But when you're hiring, just stay away from street people. Okay. You real offensive verbally, but let me see how you're going to handle this email. So I emailed her in reference to both conversations. She didn't respond to the one about me being on the final. That she finally got me on the final, and have I thought about leaving yet? But she did respond to the street people thing, and she didn't even really respond to it. It was semantics the way she answered it. Because I said basically, I don't know how to look for the type, and I don't know what to do. You want to give me some input? Because since you said don't hire street people, she said use the interview questions and get them from HR and tailoring them to your department. You might want to use an additional staff member or additional supervisor for a second eye and ear. I was like, okay. So she tried to skate around that, but it is what it is, and I was having a bad day. A bad day. Like, I really got triggered. I was like, everything I've been through in this department, and I've never retaliated against not one person. Not one. No matter what they did, I did not retaliate because the energy you give off is the one you get back. Now, let me tell you how karma works. One of the people that was really, really aggressive wound up terming herself because she just wouldn't get it together. She was going through some personal stuff. She was living in a hotel. Her husband had left her, and she couldn't get it together and work. And her personal life started spilling over into her business life. And she wasn't doing things the way she was supposed to. Well, one too many things happened, and she wound up turning herself. Another one of the people who was really aggressive, who was the biggest bully of the bunch, I just had to put her on a final for cussing at a staff member. She didn't mean to get caught doing it, and she didn't think she was being recorded, but most communication centers have a recording system. And the other person who was passive aggressive, who liked to stare at a pot and sit back and do this, just came to me and said, can you help me out? I need you to do this, this, and that for me. And I'm like, wow, really? So the three people who made it really hard for me, really? Then my boss. Now I got an email documenting proof of your ethics, your moral compass. I'll tell you something, God will turn things around in your favor. While you're going through them, it might hurt a little bit, but sometimes the reconstruction phase, it's not going to be without its struggles, its challenges, and its pains. It's going through reconstruction for a reason. And it allows you to see who people really are. It allows you, when you're going through a reconstruction phase, it allows you to see who people really are. Think about it. When you see a house going through reconstruction, they tear down the drywall, they put up more. When you tear down that drywall, you can see what's behind those walls. Same thing with your life. When you're going through a reconstruction phase, you may not think it's for your good, but it all turns out for your good. But nevertheless, yeah, today I was triggered. I was like, oh my God, everything I've been through in this department, and I've never retaliated against one person. And this is the thanks I get. But oh well, it is what it is. Point blank period. Yeah, my daughter is, I think she is sleep.
I'm listening to what you're talking.
It's time for me to go. I will talk to you guys later. It's 5 o'clock. I thought her being off of work would get me out of here early. I will talk to you guys later. Say bye, Kwame.